Hey, welcome to today's video. We're going to be focusing on the fundamentals of Bind, how to play both attack and defense on this map, and we're going to look at a few rounds from the 100T versus EG game from the first qualifier in order to illustrate a bunch of these principles. So let's dive right into it. So the first thing you have to talk about when you're looking at Bind is the lack of a singular mid. You could kind of call this sand area, and sometimes it is called mid, as well as this short bit. But you can see that the mid of the map is split into two pieces that are connected with a one-way teleporter coming from A short. So on most other maps, there is a singular mid area which leads to multiple places on the map, usually on both sites. On Bind, there is no such thing, which forces you to break the map down into four main control areas: showers, short, hookah, and long. On the defense, your goal is going to be usually to pick one of these three: showers, hookah, or long, and to control it throughout the round. Now, the reason for this is that if you lost all three of these control areas, you suddenly have an enemy that can explode out of showers at the same time as short, along with smokes from truck and triple that allow them to take a site, allow them to push into U-Haul. If they have control of showers and you don't have control of either of long or hookah as well, then the enemy team at any time can pop out of hookah and long at the same time with the smokes, leaving you an extremely small amount of positions to play on site. So if you lose control of all three of these locations, you're almost destined to lose the round. If you lose control of hookah, B-long, and showers, then you're forced to basically make a read on where the other team is going to pop out and execute. If you have a foothold in any of these three areas, however, you're allowed to commit players towards the other side of the map that you don't have to worry about that one area. So for example, if the enemy team is pushing up on B-long, but you still have control of hookah, let's say a player here. The enemy does their normal smokes, they come out. They might even get to site and start planting and clear back site. However, if you have this player in hookah who stays alive this whole time, then first off, if the attackers are threatening the player in hookah here, they can get players from A teleporting through, creating a sandwich on anyone in sand. Second, if all of the players of the attack are on site or long, then the retake smokes can come in, and you only really need one smoke for retake, actually, because you have hookah control. But if you have control of hookah, you create a large, basically 270-degree arc of where your enemy has to be looking at you coming from, right? They have to worry about you coming out of CT to back site, out of elbow, and this hookah player is going to kill anyone that gets caught in these sight lines. You basically create a sandwich on any players on site, forcing them to have to fall back towards long, and if the enemy is all on long, then a single smoke can break all the sight lines and give you a strong retake. Similarly, if you maintain control of Garden or Octo and have a player tucked here, for example, as the enemy team comes out of hookah and places their normal smokes, your team can flood out of CT at the same time as you're holding this sightline from Garden. This creates a crossfire on anyone trying to plant in default. It allows you to peek anyone that's trying to scale right. And it just creates all of these wide angles that your enemy has to worry about, forcing you to turn around and think about where the enemy is going to be coming from. If you don't have control of either of these, then B site is going to be very difficult to hold on to because you have to be coming in from these two angles. Now we're going to see that some of the teams get around this by using other strategies to retake area of either long or hookah before they push onto site, but we'll get to that in the VOD review. Moving on to a site. If you do not have control of showers, then basically what you control is just up to here. Sure, you can push into U-Haul and risk some hard fights in order to take control of this control point, but as long as the defenders have a foothold in showers, you always have to be worried about a swing out to kill the planner. You have to be worried about you creating a crossfire that you have to be worried about. You have to be worried about anyone coming up from flank. You could wrap from showers to flank, so you have to worry about both sides of flank. And you basically get confined in this area where you can get surrounded. Now, showers is the easiest of these three control positions to take because there's basically only two places you can play. You can play somewhere in this area, or you can cross before at the beginning of the round and play on this side. A lot of times when defensive teams are contesting showers, they're gonna have one player in the corner and one player, actually we'll use this over here, and then one player over creating a crossfire that they can swing, usually with a smoke outside showers. Now the issue, and the reason I put Jet here instead, is that a lot of times Raise Nade can be used to clear this, in which case you need an escape ability to get out of here without dying. So just to summarize, the goal as defense is to maintain control of showers, long, or hookah, so that you're able to commit players to the other site. If you have control of both long and hookah, for example, you don't need more than 2 players on B. You can commit 3 to A and then retake B using that foothold. Most teams will like to prioritize putting 3 towards B so that they can double up in one of these 2 locations, because B is a lot harder to retake than A. A is a lot easier to retake because the attack can usually never push past this line here, so you already are able to push into U-Haul immediately, swing out from both of these angles, and if you maintain control of the teleporter, you can put pressure on the showers and short players from behind. All right, let's move on to the VOD review. In round 1, 100 Thieves decides to put focus towards B side. They have both Derek and Will doubled up towards Octagon and Bang playing in hookah. Asuna flashes outside showers, gets the info they're pushing, and falls off after he gets pushed off by the dog. Stellar is playing a one-way in U-Haul, and Asuna dogs to get more info in showers. Stellar finds one through the one-way but gets traded out, and Asuna falls back to CT, finds a pick, and then falls out through the smoke. This leaves us in a 4v3, where 100 Thieves is gonna wait to get set up and play an organized retake. Will's about to hit the TP so they can push showers from behind, while the other 3 are pushing from backside. Asuna flashes close to clear anyone holding close angles on CT, and they smoke short. Apoth tries to peek out and find something, but gets picked off by Asuna, leaving it in a 4v2. Will is pushed through showers, gets the first kill, and they start defusing, leaving Reformed in an impossible situation. You can see that because 100 Thieves maintained control of B long, they were able to send Will through the TP, giving pressure on the backside of EG's take. In addition, the players playing on A site were able to both get 1 each, with one of them able to fall back into CT to prepare for the retake. Round 4 is the perfect example of how 100 Thieves is going to end up playing B retake when they give up both hookah and long control. So 100 Thieves starts by pressuring Sands with a flash and a dart, but fall off once they don't get anything. EG holds back, waiting out any pushes, pushes up Sands slightly, while 100 Thieves has rotated Will over towards A, expecting EG to rotate. Stellar and Derek are set up with a wall, and they're playing one site and one towards elbow, ready to play retake if needed. EG has pushed up to top sand, and they start pushing in with a dog. The dog clears hookah, under hookah, and inside tube and cubby. EG decides to push B off of this, with 1 towards long and 3 in hookah. They also have a lurker towards A. As the push starts to come in from EG, 100 Thieves has re-cleared A short and is ready to pressure through the TP. Will throws a grenade and TPs through with his ult, and he's able to crunch the players trying to go through hookah while Derek cleans up the player coming out through long. This leaves the lurker on his own, and he's quickly cleaned up. To compensate for the loss of both hookah and long, 100 Thieves use the TP in order to retake hookah as the hit is coming in. While normally it's almost impossible to hold on to A short control, with Viper ult, you're able to do it. We're gonna see 100 Thieves treating A short like they might treat any of the other control points. 100 Thieves is gonna double up towards B long and hold this crossfire. EG appears to be worried about a push and they're holding back extremely far. EG isn't really taking any space, but they're eventually gonna start pushing Raze up through sand and use Boombot to start taking control of hookah. 100 Thieves still has their double up set up towards B long. And EG isn't really doing too much to contest it. 30 seconds have already been burned off the clock with the use of only 1 smoke on hookah. Jajimo does take control of hookah, but then falls off and they prepare to challenge A site. Perhaps thinking that there might be this triple up towards B. After slow walking rotation towards A side, EG starts pushing in towards showers as well as short. Boostio doesn't want to contest the Viper ult until his team is already in position in showers. There's also this Viper one-way preventing anyone from swinging out. Derek is holding Heaven, while Stellar is still in his ult. EG starts their hit using Seekers as well as smokes on CT and Heaven. They flood out of showers as 4, but Stellar's able to find 1 peeking out of his ult. Stellar is getting sandwiched, but there's 13 seconds left on the clock. Stellar does get picked off, but with only 10 seconds left, EG is forced to find a bunch of kills as well as plant, and they aren't able to do it in the chaos of the retake.
Spike down A. Last player standing.
One thing to note is that Calm came out first and died with his ult up. Perhaps if the Viper ult had been able to go down, they would have been able to get the plant as well as defend it. Round 7 is an eco from EG. You can see that 100 Thieves has doubled up towards B long once again, and they started doubled up towards showers as well, but they fell off once they knew that the chamber was playing there with his ult. Calm is able to lurk into U-Haul using his normal Viper setup, while 100 Thieves gets info that there's no one around fountain area. Derek drones into U, and Stellar tries to push in with it, but the timing works out such that Stellar gets caught off guard. U-Haul is a very dangerous position to play against an eco because you're usually playing with a rifle against weaker guns that are better at close range. 100T uses both Sova and Brim ults trying to stop the plant, but unfortunately aren't able to find anything except for clearing out U-Haul. EG immediately retakes control with a dog, and they have a 5v4 post-plant with Viper's Pit up, even though they have weaker guns. Reformed is able to find Bang inside U-Haul with a nice shot, while Jajimo finds one in the pit. From here, EG has burned enough time that they're willing to fall back to short and play both Viper Molly and Brim Molly, trusting that the lineups will be able to burn the rest of the time. EG was only able to win this round because they were able to get into U-Haul and find that opening pick. The 2 players playing alone are supposed to play extremely cautious and be ready to retake with their team instead of fighting and taking these risky 1v1s. In round 8, 100 Thieves decides to double up in both showers and in hookah. Brim and Raze are able to hold off any pressure in hookah, while Stellar and Derek slowly push out of showers. They've fully given up A short and are preparing for retake. EG starts pushing towards B long, while Stellar and Derek hit the trap. At this point, EG knows that they have to worry about the flank, so they start committing to the push. Jajimo ults out, but there's a 3-way crossfire and they completely shut down the push. You can see that although they lost control of hookah, forcing this hookah smoke, Bang just played underneath the window and still has a similar angle that lets you hold on to sight. At this point, the round is pretty much over, and Calm is just left on his own. In round 9, EG is on a half buy. 100 Thieves is doubling up towards B long and showers, while EG is starting in a pretty passive default. After seeing nothing in showers, Derek and Bang rotate over towards U-Hall. They see nothing short. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Asuna has a flash out ready to flash off of Will's contact, with Will jump spotting from Octo. EG has no interest in committing right now, but they start pushing in towards short, using the Viper setup to get close. You can see that Will is still continuing to jump peek, and now EG hears it, breaks the dog that Asuna throws, and nades Asuna. Asuna is able to get out through the TP, but this leaves Will alone towards long. At this point, EG pushes into into U-Hall, finds Derek, but Bang's able to get the trade and molly it off. Off of this, knowing that there's two players towards A side, EG initiates the B hit. Stellar's able to trade Will, but at this point he's left on site alone and is cleaned up. Even though this was a half buy from EG, they're now in a 3v2 post plant with full site control. We can see that EG is playing one player in hookah, one player elbow, and one player long playing lineups. The hookah player is just holding an angle and gets picked pretty easily. Apoth is able to use his ult to get them off the bomb, and then rotates all the way around towards hookah. 100 Thieves is trying to feel out where these two players are, and they don't tap the bomb at all, creating no pressure. Reform gives away his location, but Apoth is able to get Bang off the bomb, leaving us in an unwinnable situation, and he decides to just save. EG was able to create pressure on both sides of the map, and then once they had the info that there was only two players on B, they were able to hit from both hookah and long simultaneously, leaving the defenders in an unwinnable situation, even though they had gun advantage. By taking map control, EG was able to pivot between sites and force uncomfortable situations. Round 10 is the perfect example of how holding onto showers can lead to a successful A defense. So 100 Thieves starts up by doubling in showers with Bang playing in U-Hall, while there's only two players playing towards B. Once again, EG is holding a passive default at the start of the round, not trying to take any map control. They're waiting out the smoke on showers while moving some players over towards the B side. We can see that 100 Thieves is willing to re-smoke showers, using 2 of their 3 smokes just to hold on to control of this one position. Rather than challenging this, EG decides to look towards B. They push 3 players up long, while Asuna gets info outside showers. Derek hits a nutty shot towards long, and Asuna sees chamber towards A. Stellar's wall goes up, and from here, EG doesn't want to risk anymore, so they fall back. They're getting ready for this A hit, but Asuna gets information that the chamber is still playing outside showers. 100 Thieves rotates Will away from A, knowing that they have full control of showers, and being more than happy to just retake if EG goes only through short.
30 seconds left.
EG drops their smokes, dogs into U-Hall, takes control, while Asuna and Bang are completely willing to just chill in showers. EG gets the plant, and although Apoth takes 120 damage-ish from the shock and nade, he does get out alive. You can see that Will and Asuna are clearing the left side of site together, while they drone through U and flash front sight. These two players are stuck in U-Hall in an extremely claustrophobic space while also mollied off. Asuna finds the first one, Stellar finds the second, and Derek finds the third, and there's nothing that Apoth can do besides throw his molly from short. By maintaining showers control, 100 Thieves was able to do this fast retake before the lineup of Apoth could have any effect. 2 players get stuck in U-Hall where they're surrounded from both sides, and 100 Thieves just has all the control in the world of sight. We're not going to look too much at round 11 because it's an eco from EG that gets shut down, but we are going to look at how you can hold B hookah without even playing too towards hookah itself. Stellar's playing close, but as soon as he gets flash, he just hides, and Derek's able to support from the top of tube any players trying to come in and punish. This is especially effective against an eco because you can use the longer angle of top tube in order to punish the weaker weapons. Round 12 is a full buy from both sides, and we're going to see almost exactly the same setup from 100T, with 2 players doubled up in showers trying to maintain control, as well as only a 2-man retake hold on B. As always, EG is doing a slow default, holding any early pressure from EG, but nothing comes out. Pretty quickly, EG immediately starts rotating towards B site. Although Stellar has thrown this deep orb, it doesn't get too much value, as they aren't even playing off of it. It just wastes time. There's also a second layer of the wall that will prevent the secondary push. Derek's drone gets info that they might be pushing towards B long, and we can see that 100 Thieves isn't really rotating off that info. Derek ults long, finds a kill on Jajima as well as a tag on Reformed, and then holds elbow. 100 Thieves is getting ready for the retake, and Stellar finds one through the wall. Both Bang and Will's ults come out, and they clean up Boostio, leaving a 4v2 after Bang gets killed. And from here, they're able to surround the Viper's pit, spam into it, and find both kills. An important thing to note here is that even though 100 Thieves gives up control of both B long and hookah, they waste time, and they have 3 ultimates which they are able to use for both the players coming in and the retake. Because they have these powerful ultimates, they're able to give up control of territory, knowing they can still get kills off the ults. After swapping sides, 100 Thieves brings out this pistol round. They 4-man take control of B long with both dart and flash. And then they freeze after the Viper utility comes down. Meanwhile, Stellar has been holding space towards A and allows space for the 3-man TP. Bang has stayed behind at B long and is lurking. From here, Derek drones through short with the 3 other players. And with the nade and drone, they're able to tag up Apoth so that he's almost dead. At the same time, Bang has found a double kill on the lurk, and Derek kills one on short, having stayed behind. From here, it's a 5v2 retake and pretty much impossible for EG. The key here is that 100 Thieves was taking control of a single control point, first B long and then A short, together as a squad, and then leaving one after they leave. That one lurker is able to create space and find kills, allowing options for late in the round. EG decides to force up and push market from both sand and short. Unfortunately, they lose their fights and the round goes to 100 Thieves.
Last player standing.
Round 15 is an eco round from EG, which means that 100 Thieves should be winning this round. They end up losing Asuna on the way in, as the Boombot did not clear the close player with a Sheriff. In eco rounds, you generally want to overuse util to make sure that they can't catch you off guard. So it's surprising to me that Asuna didn't choose to use his dog. From here, they tag up Reform on B site and try to take the site, quickly cleaning him up. Unfortunately, Com still had long control, so he's able to sandwich the players on site, getting 2 kills for free with their back turned to him. From here, it's now a 4v2 retake for EG, with the bomb not even down yet, and they're able to find the last 2 kills, coming at 100 T from all directions. Round 16 is a buy round for both teams, and I really like how 100 Thieves plays the early round. They immediately hawk into showers, confirm that there's a player playing there, dog to clear out showers, and take control with Will and Asuna. From here, they freeze, not wanting to overpush, And they have this alternate lurk wall forcing Boostio to play in pocket here. Asuna will back off, not wanting to get caught by anyone trying to re-clear shower. And Will and Bang start heading towards B site. Reformed and Calm are playing in a two-man retake setup here, where Calm is holding on to hookah control for now, but Reformed is just playing back from elbow. The drone clears B long, and at this point, 100T has both showers and B long control, forcing Jajimo to have to float between the sites, worried about where the site's gonna be. You can see that he's just sitting in spawn, unsure of what to do. At this point, 100 Thieves initiates their execute with only 2 players on site. Unfortunately, a few things go wrong in the execute. First, Boostio finds a kill in pocket and is able to TP out, and then Apoth is able to swing out to bench and get a crossfire on the players coming out short. I have to be a little critical of Asuna because he was holding a passive angle instead of holding the smoke and preventing anyone from pushing through. From here, Asuna is left in a 2v1 that he's unable to win because Calm is ready for the TP. 2 main mistakes come out during this execute. First, Stellar turns around and looks back at the trap, which still triggers, and Boostio is able to get a free kill with Stellar's back turned when he is able to TP out. Second, Asuna is holding an angle such that he's holding this front smoke, but Apoth is able to swing out of the back smoke, and the only players that are able to see it are the ones coming out of short, and Asuna isn't able to support and hold this smoke. If Asuna had been playing more aggressive and trying to clear out towards bench and hold this smoke, both Apoth and Jajimo probably wouldn't have been able to get the value that they did. Round 17 is an eco round from 100 Thieves. They immediately take B long with both a dart and a hawk, sending 4 players up, and Stellar is holding any flanks in market. EG has a 2-man setup on B, with Calm playing on site, and Reformed playing an elbow. 100 Thieves floods out, and EG decides to fight the flood on site as 2. Apoth does reinforce, but is traded out almost instantly. At this point, it's a 3v2 retake, and the shots hit with Boostio pushing through the vulnerable, and 100 Thieves successfully eco EG. EG did not maintain either hookah or long control, and they didn't play retake on site, instead choosing to fight when it's a 2v5. Well, kind of 3v5. The only way this eco could happen is when they're taking these disadvantageous fights at close ranges against eco weapons, and they don't maintain any map control to surround 100 Thieves. After losing the eco, EG is forced to buy whatever they can in order to prevent themselves from losing the map. Once again, 100T tries to take fast B-long control. This time, Calm has put an orb in order to create this crossfire and allow the cross. Asuna dogs up, but it gets destroyed almost instantly. And 100 Thieves is dumping Util into this corner to try to take control. They do force Reform to take the TP, but at the same time, Jajimo has TP'd through short and is able to put pressure on the hookah player. Because they saw so many players at B long, they knew that they could pressure the solo player who was pushing hookah. 100T is now stuck trying to come out long on their own, and Apoth finds one trying to come in. Jajimo just sits in the TP, knowing that any player who pushes into hookah will be sandwiched by the threat of him coming out of the TP. EG freezes with 4 players towards the B bomb site, and Jajimo eventually peeks out for info. Off that peek, 100 Thieves attempts to start rotating towards A, but at this point they're in 2-man disadvantage as well as having lost most of the time on the clock and aren't able to do anything more in the round. In round 19, 100 Thieves decides to shift their focus towards taking showers control. They have Stellar and Derek holding flanks, and Stellar peeks short and forces Boostio off the angle. Asuna dogs in, along with a nade, and they're able to take control of showers. From here, Derek ults and finds a kill as well as a tag, while 2 of his teammates are able to find the other 2 players as well. From here, the round is a 2v5 retake, and with Viper's pit down is pretty much impossible. Once again, Shower's control directly led to the site take ecoing off flawlessly. And 100 Thieves is able to eco EG because they weren't able to hold on control anywhere. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, please leave any feedback you might have about the video.